My dad told me not to have kids. So my dad and I were talking about kids. And he said that I shouldn't have kids because they suck you in an emotional whirlpool of guilt for always wanting to give them the best stuff. It's not like I want to. But is it strange that like I got this twinge in my chest and felt weirdly hurt? That wasn't a shot at you. It's hard being a parent when you can't make your kids world perfect. They're the best thing in your life. You never feel like you've done enough for them. It's rough in a way. But it does make it awesome when you can get them something they love. I read that as him loving you more than he feels he can express, and it hurts him, therefore he doesn't want you to hurt in the same way. I think you're hearing that him having you caused him pain. For the record, any feeling you get after a statement that big isn't weird. 3. If you feel loved by your father, I hope you try to make him believe it, because it sounds like he's got some guilt. No. He's trying to help you. All kids drain their parents. It's not targeted at you. He just wants you to be informed and live a better life than he did. That's love and honesty. Having kids is really hard work. Work that you do not clock out. It is the most important thing you ever done. But the most exhausting and unforgiven thing you ever faced. Forget about sleeping. You will not going to in the first 4 months. It starts getting easier after that. But in a slow pace. My suggestion: do not have kids. Unless you are sure you have the means to it. Otherwise it will not be fair to you or the kid. If having kids carried no weight and was always fun, then families would churn them out like token factories. He was being honest about a harsh reality, and your complex response is valid. I think it was more about how he feels. Things he wishes he could have made easier but couldn't. I think he's taking it as his failure. My dad told me if he could go back he wouldn't have kids. I know how you feel. But truth be told, heed the warning. It's not that you parent was unhappy with you. But kids in general are more than most can handle. Making the decision to not have kids was a tough one I struggled with for a while. But I can't be on call 24/7, and that's what parenting is. I'm at best gonna be a cool uncle or mentor. My wife and I decided early on that we did not want kids. We're both high school grads. But not particularly studious. No college degrees. We both worked steadily at relatively low-paying jobs. And managed to buy and pay off a very modest house. We're both retired now. And still together. We just had our 45th anniversary. I don't think it would have worked out if we'd had children. Married with 2 kids here. I look at the world, politics, climate, work conditions, and think about how it went down the last 25-30 years. Then I look at my kids and just think, what have I done to them? How selfish. Will they ever forgive me when they find out? It's hard to maintain a halfway positive attitude around them. No, you're his kid. I'd think that was about me and also feel a little hurt. Best advice you'll ever get. My mother said don't have kids. It will ruin your life. Trust me. It wasn't said with love. 18 years old female dad brings up so many questions. Ignore your dad. First of all, he should have said that to you. I think he's an asshole. Just like my dad. How dare he cause you guilt for something you had no control over, i.e. being born. You have every right to be upset at that. Parents should never say something like that to their kid. Might as well tell you he wishes you were never born. I have no sympathy for this supposed adult. But I wish the very best for you. He isn't wrong. You have 2 kids and take care of them from when they are born till your parents die. graduation, marriage, grandkids, divorce, tough time, a tough financial crisis. They're there for you. He's right on the mark. That's hurtful to say to his own kid. I think he was trying to be open and vulnerable with you about some of the struggles of being a parent. But he didn't execute that well at all. The wording made it sound like wanting to give you things is a burden and makes him feel guilty. Which isn't exactly what you want to hear from your dad. I don't think he meant it like that, but it makes sense you'd be hurt a bit. The way I read this is that he loves you so much he can never do good enough by you. We always want to do the best for the people we love and give them the world, but we are human and can only do so much. All these comments saying you shouldn't feel hurt are kinda wild. If that's really the way he phrased it, that's not something you should ever say to your own kid. He should be honest about how much work it is. But it sounds like he pretty much said he regrets having you because it makes him feel guilty about not providing enough. Hopefully that wasn't his intent. But it's completely understandable that you'd feel hurt over it anyway. He could have made the same point without telling you not to have kids. That's a level of honesty a parent really shouldn't be having with their child. It ranks right up there with you were an oops baby personal experience there. It's not that weird giving the context of the conversation. Unless he misspoke. It came off as a pretty shitty thing to say about kids to your kid. Dad just let you in on the best kept secret. It's not strange. He just said that being a parent is a burden. What an I'm sorry he is a jerk. I'm not from America and I see posts like this with my what does 18F 25 meters and the rest mean? Sorry for the question, has nothing to do with the topic. Your feelings are not at all odd. I think anyone would take it personally. But he in no way was saying he regrets having kids. He just doesn't want to see his kids have to worry as much as he has. Seriously. It's emotionally taxing worrying and being responsible for another human. Guilt is one of the main emotions most people have even if they've done nothing wrong. His point was that he's worried he can't give you everything and that is painful for him. As a man. Translation: I want to be the best father. And I want to give you the perfect life. The thing is, I'll never truly know if I am a good man doing what's absolutely best for you. His own flaws and shortcomings harm this image of a perfect world. Which breaks his heart. He wants to give you everything. But the limits in both reality and himself keep him forever away from true perfection. Absolutely no one is perfect. But as parents we damn sure wanna be. Lol, my dad tells me this too. After growing up watching how my half-siblings and their mom tries to drain him for what he's worth. I totally understand why. That's a very loaded statement. Sounds a bit like passive-aggressive guilt-tripping in one way. Any guilt we carry is ours. Not to be blamed on others. It's his judgment of himself that he's suffering with. He wanted to do better than what he feels he did. But not right to guilt-trip you. You might give him some appreciation for all he did and tried to give you. That would boost him a lot. Believe me. Sounds like he's saying that the children have been conditioned to want and expect and judge their parents and their living conditions. And if it doesn't match up with some influencer or media programming, then the parent has done a terrible job and is therefore a piece of shit. The truth hurts sometimes. I guess it's time to grow up. Dad is telling you the complete truth. Fatherhood is a thankless, unappreciated job. Your sacrifices won't mean anything to anyone but you. Enjoy your life by keeping it simple and selfish.